accept. Where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying? Cecil.
This is take 3 because I'm having some recording problems with this one. Okay. Let me say it quick before the crash comes again. I think I should have never separated my martial arts expression from the hip hop expression. The reason why I did it first is because I wanted to cast the widest net. And at the time, I was thinking that there were still some segments of the community who still felt like all rap was evil, bad, terrible, misogynistic. And I didn't want anybody to think that I can't bring my child to take lessons from a rapper because they're going to teach my child to, act like a thug. That ended up, of course, that's not what I do. That's not what I do. That's not going to happen. I have yet to run into a martial arts class, even if I felt like the sparring contact was a little too much. I've never, ever seen a class anywhere ever, whether I like the instructor or disagree with the instructor or not, deliberately, openly, blatantly promote bad behavior. Now, if there's bad behavior that goes on, it's something that bad actors in the organization do, but they do not promote that openly, and they certainly don't promote that among children. So I wanted to cast the widest net possible, and it's not like I was ashamed of anything that I did. It's more like I just don't feel like fighting against negative social programming if I don't have to, when I want the focus to be on the art. Now, I think that was a mistake because I could have been making music for students to do musical performances to, or taught students how to make their own music for them to do musical performances to, and I could help students get shine. Say, hey, this song, this beat, and this whatever was created by a student. Check it out. And then they're going to do a routine to it or have a martial arts skit to it or something like that. It would just enhance creativity. So I missed out there, but it's not too late. I can still change it up if need be. And also, I felt like it was hypocritical because the ability I have to even speak on camera or stand up in front of a crowd and convey information and convey instructions, a lot of that was developed by being able to perform raps on stage, being able to remember these long lists of songs on stage. I played an instrument too. I played the trombone, not professionally anymore, but I played a lot more then. To be able to do that under pressure is very similar to the pressure of taking forms, structured techniques, teach them, and get other people to do them under pressure, myself. I developed a lot of that, in hip hop before it was fully developed to the master level in martial arts. So those two ethics end up being part of the same tree. And then I find out, the more I read, a lot of martial artists were poets. A lot of the martial artists I liked wrote poetry. So I'm like, if they were alive today, they might be writing poetry, or if they came from the same environments that I did, they might be emceeing. There's even a kung fu guy I saw online he's a pop locker. His pop locking, of course, is a lot better than mine, but I never came to be a pop locker. So I had missed out on that. But like I said, I was trying to cast the widest net possible and not have something like that end up being an issue. But, these days, I'm going to speak on it. Especially this point. This is the main point I want to make, and this point keeps getting dropped when I'm recording this. The same way that our mass society makes it seem like rap is only violent is what they do with martial arts to make it seem like martial arts is only about fighting. And try to get people to the point to where over here with the rap, We're just going to entertain you with the violent and fleshy stuff. Over here in the martial arts, we're just going to get you entertained with violent and fleshy stuff. My realization of that was many, many years ago when I finally got invited to watch an MMA match because someone I know was fighting. I went and I saw, first of all, that was the toughest crowd I'd ever seen in my life. And I don't mean they were street tough. You could tell everybody there was trained. I could just tell it's like everybody in here knows how to do something combat, sport related, or more. You could just tell by the way they moved and the way they looked. And I never felt safer. I was like, okay, hey, if something happens, I've got plenty of people that can protect me. I don't have to be the toughest guy around. Now, I found they had the same objections during matches that I did. They didn't like it when it was excessive blood. I was like, I'm not the only one that doesn't like excessive blood. No. They were impressive with skillful techniques. They saved their oohs and ahs and yeahs for stuff that was really technically intricate. And whenever blood came up, they yelled like, I wish I could. They would yell, stop the fight, stop the fight, stop the fight. They complained about one-sided matches. This is a slaughter. What is this? This wasn't a real matchup. Boo. So I said, oh, okay. So they're running the same game to make it seem like this particular variety of sport, of entertainment, is only, someone had a nerve to call it in the media human cockfighting. So that's all it is. It's just all bad and just all bang, bang, brute force. When yet, it's just like when I was in hip hop and they wanted to try to say that all those lyrics are just about bang. I'm not even going to make the sign, but you know what I mean. A projectile weapon, bang, bang, brute force. So I said, okay, I get it. Same game run under a different name. So, what is that going to mean for me in the future? I don't know, because I still have to spend half the time trying to get people to remember their forms from one week to the next before we can even get creative, but that's part of the path. So I know I've done a few videos here and there where you've seen me like doing a form or something like that to some music that I wrote. And I'm going to start, mentioning my own channel. And any soundtracks that I have, or when I made commercials for this channel, for good or for bad, all that music is stuff that I wrote. It's just from music that I did. So, will this be the refusion of martial arts and hip hop? For me personally, yes. Is it going to change what's taught in the class? Not until you got your basics down and you can start really getting creative. Then yeah, we could talk. Now if there's parents object, then the parents are going to win. So, la-di-da. So if there's any students that had to be watching this and your parents just like, nah, I don't want y'all to do that, dad and mom are going to win. Or grandma, grandpa, or uncle, whoever, they're going to win. Because they pay for the class and you don't, so. Sorry. But, yeah. And, I started thinking too the other day, like, if I had slid in some more of the hip-hop elements, especially if I talked about peace, love, unity, and having fun, that probably will reach some people. In addition to the Taekwondo tenets of courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, and indomitable spirit, and Judo's maximum efficiency, minimum effort, and mutual welfare and benefit. And the Bible's, blessed be the Lord, my strength, who teaches my hands to war, my fingers to fight, and blessed are the peacemakers, for they should be called the children of God. That's the teacher's creed. First one was the student creed. So we shall see. But it's, I find it interesting that we live in a world that likes to groom the masses into just wanting violent stuff, or make it appear that a group of people is just into violence. Even though when you put boots on the ground, well, I guess you could say that's a violent metaphor. But when you get down to the grassroots of it, it's just human beings. It's just human beings, man. It's just human beings doing one type of activity or doing another activity and trying to deal with the reality that they're dealt. Thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share some people like to talk about the martial arts and hip hop. And peace. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Peace.